sir.
Yes,
Okay.
Sir Pete.
Mhm.
po, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, I'll be discussing ang title nitong ating lecture would be Communicating Research Results. So, why do we need to communicate it to different audiences? Or bakit nyo kailangan in the student level sa BSF, bakit nyo kailangan i-defend yung inyong research topic? Okay? So first, punta muna tayo dun sa more general background kung saan ko hinugot yung ating discussion. So, we have what we call science communication. Okay? So, when we say science communication, ano ba siya? So, according to Velasco, si Dr. Velasco ay dating dean ng College of DevCom and she is the wife of the former chancellor, no? Chancellor Velasco. So, she described or defined science communication as the process of communicating the information, processes, and products of science in such a way that the reader understands it in order to function effectively. Okay? So, in doing science research, we are actually, ang tawag dito, in doing science research, we are focusing on three aspects. We have the science information, we have the science processes, and we have the products of science. Okay? So, alin dyan sa tatlong yan yung i-communicate ninyo in your particular audience so that they can function effectively. So, ano ibig sabihin nung they can function effectively? Ibig sabihin yan is that they can put the knowledge into good use. Pwede sa profession nila, pwede sa kanilang practical life, no? So kung saan siya pwedeng i-apply. So according to Miss Marichelle Navarro in her book, she said that science communication, according to Dr. Velasco, fosters understanding, appreciation, and application of science and the scientific process. Okay? So, ano ibig yan sabihin? For example, isa kang health worker and you are doing research about the COVID-19 virus. And then, pagdating mo dun sa iyong bahay, narinig mo yung mga kapitbahay mo, ayaw nila magpa-vaccine. Okay? So anong gagawin mo? As a health worker who have the knowledge about the information about the virus, you know how it works, and you know how vaccine works, then pwede mo siyang i-share doon sa iyong kapitbahay. So the kapitbahay would be informed about it. So it doesn't necessarily, it's not necessary na yung kapitbahay should be convinced after your conversation that okay ang vaccination. But the point is, you are giving that person informed decision na okay, ganito po yung mangyayari kapag may vaccine, this is how it works, ganito po yung mararanasan ninyo. So in a sense, you are communicating to them the science behind the vaccination, behind the COVID-19 virus. So ganon yung purpose of science communication. Nasa end user na yon yung makakatanggap kung i-accept nila yon or hindi. But at least you gave them informed decision about that particular topic. No? So in a sense, although it's a very limited example, that is how science communication works. Okay? Naintindihan ako?
Yes, Sir
Wala na
Pete.
akong kausap. Ayun, thank
Yes.
you. Thank you, ma'am. Gusto ko lang no?
Yes, sir.
Hindi ko kasi
Yes.
kayo nakikita, so at least may naririnig pa ako, no?
Yan.
Okay.
I will open my cam para makikita mo kami.
Hindi, okay lang kahit hindi open cam kasi hindi ko din kayo nakikita sa screen ko. But, you know, just yes
okay.
or no. Okay. Okay. So, next. Nakalagay dyan. A research not communicated is a research not done. Okay? So, ano kayang ibig sabihin yan para sa inyo? Pwede ba ako magtawag? Tatawag ako, ha?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Sino bang pwede kong tawagin? O si Charles. Si Charles na lang kasi si Charles na lang muna. Kasi siya lang ata yung kilala ko talaga dito. Sige,
Grabe
Charles.
naman yan, sir.
Okay, ano ang pakaintindi mo diyan? A research not communicated is a research not done.
So, for me, sir, ang research kasi ay two-way. So, kailangan intindihin nung nagre-research yung topic niya and kailangan naman maintindihan din niya. Wait lang, sir. Electric fan. Kailangan din siya maintindihan nung kumbaga, sir, kapag magsa-survey kayo or magre-research kayo sa isang area, kailangan maintindihan din kayo nung interviewee nyo kung bakit nyo ginagawa yung research and kasama yung colleagues nyo kung paano nyo i-conduct yung research.
Mhm.
Tama ba, sir?
Right. Alright, thank you, Charles.
Okay.
Yes, tama naman yung sinabi mo. May mga points tayo makukuha na related dun sa ibig sabihin niyan. No? Actually, simple lang naman ibig sabihin yan. Sino pa ang gustong sumagot? May point ba? May point ba kayo dito sa ano nyo? Sa participation nyo? Magtatawag ulit ako.
Yes, sir. Tawag lang, sir.
Yeah, babae
Ayan.
naman ang tawagin.
May nag-raise ng
si
hand si
Marvin.
Marvin.
Ayan, Marvin. Sige, salamat Marvin. Ano ang pakahulugan mo dito, Marvin?
Sir, feeling ko po kasi, di ba po, when it comes to research, parang you're seeking for a new knowledge or information, parang ganun. So if you're not able to communicate it or to share it with other people, parang yung research mo is ginawa mo lang, pero if you're not about to share it with others or hindi nalaman ng iba, so parang parang for yourself, mo lang yung ginawa mo, ganun po yung pagkakaintindi ko.
Okay. Thank you, Marvin. No? So, tama yung sagot ni Charles, tama yung sagot ni Marvin. No? So, pag sinabi natin a research not communicated is a research not done, yung research mo should not stay in the shelf of the library. No? Hindi lang siya nakalagay dun sa CD na soft copy na ipapasa mo sa college for your compliance. Kasi otherwise, it is not totally complete. Kasi yung research mo should have an implication. There should be a particular group or target audience na pwede mong pagbigyan nito. It could be policymakers, it could be the fellow foresters kung saan ka nag-intern, for example, kung saan ka nag-OJT, or kung saan ka nagkaroon ng case study. Pwedeng dun sa DENR or the LGU, kung saan pwede nilang maintindihan kung ano nga ba yung sense of what you did. No? So yun yung sinasabi natin na a research not communicated is a research not done. Hindi ibig sabihin nito hindi siya fail siya or mali siya. But it is not yet complete. Yung goal mo of why you did your research. So in short, wag natin siyang ikakahon sa library. Okay? You have to ensure na may communicate mo. So there are instances, for example, may nakasabay ako noon sa MS ko, graduate din siya ng BS Forestry. Talagang tinago niya yung kopya kasi hindi na siya nakabalik dun sa kanyang study site sa Nueva Ecija. Itinago niya talaga yung kopya nung hardbound niyang manuscript. And she decided to give a copy doon sa LGU kung saan niya kinonduct yung study. Nung bumalik kami doon, nung kami ay nasa graduate school na. So at least, na-convince siya na naibigay naman niya at maipaparating niya yung output na kanyang ginawa. Okay? So, anong ibig sabihin din ito? Kasi as future scientists or sa inyo as future foresters, we have a responsibility to advance our fields of research and endorse it to the local communities who will benefit from what we did. No? So we have to remember that we have an academic responsibility to communicate what we did para naman magamit nila yun. Okay? So, we have to be socially engaged. Okay. So, dito tayo papasok sa conceptual framework. Ito yung binabanggit, ito yung framework na ginawa ni Dr. Juan Hamias. He is a forerunner of science communication in the College of DevCom and in UPLB. Okay? So, may tinatawag siya na the ripple in a pond effect. Okay? So alam niyo naman what ripple is, no? So naka-visualize naman diyan sa slide. So may tubig, for example, na pumatak sa balde, nagkaroon ng ripple. Or kaya man ibinato mo yung maliit na pebble. Ibinato mo yung maliit na pebble doon sa ilog, and then nag-create siya ng ripple. Okay? So the ripple in a pond effect. Ano kayang meron dyan sa ripple in a pond effect? Sige, mag-isip tayo ng kaunting natawag siya. Mag-isip tayo ng kaunting explanation. Ano kayang relationship ng ripple in a pond effect doon sa pinag-uusapan natin about science communication and why we have to communicate our research results? May gusto bang sumagot ulit sa ating mga estudyante? Ano sa tingin niyo yung relationship of the ripple in a pond doon sa pinag-uusapan natin kanina about sharing your research results? For example, yung batong yon na bumagsak doon sa tubig, yun yung research mo. Pero anong kinalaman kaya ng ripple? No? Sige. Sino ang gustong sumagot? Si Marvin daw ulit. Marvin.
Sir, kasi po di ba pag ripple in a pond effect, parang nagiging malaki yung scope mo. Parang ganun po yung pagkakaintindi ko. So for example, yung bato yung research mo na ibinato mo sa tubig. So yung magiging impact niya sa water is nagkakaroon siya ng effect which is bigger than dun mismo sa batong ibinato mo. Parang ganun po yung idea. Tingin ko. Thank you po.
Yes, thank you Marvin, no. So, tama si Marvin, no, yung sinabi ni Marvin about you, for example, as the researcher, ibinato mo yung bato mo doon sa iyong doon sa ilog, nagkaroon ng ripple effect, lumalawak yung scope of the people that you can reach, no? So, yun in a sense, yung tinatawag nating ripple effect. So, tignan natin siya in detail as visualized by Dr. Juan Jamias. So first, sa ripple effect, kapag ibinato mo yung pebble doon sa ilog or doon sa body of water, the first ripple na nabubuo, okay, is what we call the scientific knowledge, or we can visualize it as the scientific knowledge. So, ano bang ibig sabihin ng scientific knowledge? This is a type of knowledge that are only known and understood by a specific group of people called communities of practice. Okay? Again, scientific knowledge is a type of knowledge that are only known and understood by specific groups of people called communities of practice. Ibig sabihin, yung communities of practice, they are groups of people who possibly have a similar educational background with what you have as a forester, for example, or as a researcher. They have similar work experience and they have common interest in that specific area of knowledge na iyong i-share. Okay? So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng communities of practice. And we can assume that in a that when you share scientific knowledge to your communities of practice, they will easily understand it. Well, not totally, not really 100%, but they can understand the technical terms, they can understand your jargon, kasi they are also studying yung same topic na iyong pinag-aralan. Okay? And ang purpose nito is that when you share your scientific knowledge to your communities of practice, you can build networks and you can benefit from them kasi they can also have something to say, possibly recommendation or critique about your methodology on what you did on your research. Okay? So it becomes two-way practice. Katulad ng sinabi ni Charles and Marvin kanina. Okay? So yan yung sinasabi natin na the first ripple, doon sa ripple in a pond effect. There is scientific knowledge and your audience would be the communities of practice. Okay? So, ano examples of the different types of ways or means kung saan makakapag-communicate ka ng scientific knowledge mo, no? So first we have scientific journals. So journals are peer-reviewed ito minsan double blind yung review, peer-reviewed publications um, about scientific research. And most of the time, ang tinatanggap nila are the research that provides something new to the particular field or area nung scientific journal na yun. So anong example? Sa College of Forestry, we have what we call the Ecosystems and Development Journal, or in short, the END Journal. So sa Ecosystems and Development Journal, what we do, I was a member before of the editorial staff of END Journal. So what we did dyan is, nag-invite kami ng mga researchers who had their research just finished, or kaya man yung mga graduate students na nakapagtapos na ng kanilang thesis. We invite them to submit in a journal article form. Madalas 28 pages lang yan, out of their bound manuscript na makakapal. Pinapaikli nila yung findings and lahat ng sinulat nila into 24 to 28 pages to submit to our journal. And then what we do is ipinapasa namin yung journal sa mga experts na related doon sa field, or what we call communities of practice. I-review nila, titignan nila kung tama ba yung methodology in terms of the results, okay ba yung interpretation, and then ibabalik siya doon sa author. And then magkakaroon ng continuous revision hanggang ma-publish siya. Okay? So ang question dyan, pagka nakapag-publish ka ba sa scientific journal, na-communicate mo na ba ang iyong research result? Anong sagot nyo? Yes or no lang? Kapag ba nakapag-publish ka na sa scientific journal, you have already communicated your research results.
Ipa-thumbs up lang if yes, then clap
Ah.
if no.
Ayun. Pa-thumbs up pag yes. Kapag hindi po ay clap.
Clap.
Okay. So may mga nag-thumbs up. Very good, no? Kasi walang walang nag-clap. Kasi ang sagot naman talaga dyan is definitely yes. No? Kasi you have already communicated it first sa reviewer, for example, and then kapag na-publish na yan, most of the time, journals have their own target audience. Minsan may binibigyan silang offices, minsan may pinadadalhan silang mga LGU. And kapag nabasa yan ng mga practitioners sa field, makikita nila at pwede nila yung i-apply. Okay? So, yes, it works. Another is we have conference. No? So ano bang meron sa conference? This is a scientific convening of different researchers about interested in a particular field. And of course, ito ay ginagawa face-to-face, no? Naging virtual na lang ngayon because of the pandemic. Where people gather together, they share their researches and they critique it, they talk about it. No? So ganun ang ginagawa sa conference. And in a conference, we always have this structure. Meron tayong keynote speech. After ng keynote speech, may mga plenary session sa umaga at sa hapon, for example. Then kinabukasan, meron ulit. And then we have parallel sessions in between. So ano bang meron dyan? Kung sinabi natin keynote speech, yung researcher or yung expert doon sa field will open a particular topic of a broad interest during the start of the conference. So for example, dyan sa 16th Forestry International Conference, si Sir John Pulhin discussed about the forest and natural resources conservation towards a resilient future. And then after nun, magkakaroon tayo ng question and answer, no? Para mai-clarify at magkaroon ng engagement between the speaker and yung mga umattend na nagpa-practice din nung forestry. Then we have plenary sessions. So when we say plenary sessions, these are extended discussion of the keynote speech. So these are more specific but are also pressing concerns nung general team. So for example, si Mr. Howie Severino, I think you know him, no? I assume you know him, shared about the merging of journalism and the mass media with advocating for forest restoration. And then another plenary presentation ni Dr. Yvonne Yu. Sinare naman niya about the perspectives of the Satoyama Institute in restoring forests for sustainable future. We also have another plenary session ni Dr. Armando Apan. Ang sinare naman niya is forest monitoring by remote sensing and smart technologies and paano ito mapapadaling gamitin. And then another plenary session si Dr. Cartagena, the role of biotechnology in promoting forest restoration and ecological resilience. Okay? So ganun yung purpose naman ng plenary session. And then ano namang meron sa parallel session? Dito napapasok yung mga estudyante, pwedeng undergraduate student, pwedeng graduate student, and other professionals, forester, extension worker. So they will apply for a particular topic and under the themes of the conference. So ano yung mga example ng sub-theme? For example, makikita nyo dyan yung conference sub-themes. Yung 16th Forestry International Conference ay may 5 sub-themes. They have biodiversity conservation, they have innovations in FRM, they have collective actions in natural resource governance, merong sustainable forest production and utilization for community-based livelihood, meron tungkol sa DRRM. Okay? And actually, ine-extend pa yan. Dumadami yung mga teams na yan, depende sa dami na nag-a-apply. So bakit siya tinawag na parallel sessions? For example, tapos na yung plenary sessions. Magkakaroon ng parallel sessions na ginagawa simultaneously where the students are, or the presenters rather, are presenting their research to the attendees. Bahala na yung attendees kung kaninong parallel session sila a-attend kasi marami. And then sa bawat pagtatapos ng presenter, magkakaroon ng question and answer portion kung saan they will be asked about the methodology that they did, or the rationale, or the local, kung bakit doon ginawa, no? Kung ano yung condition, yung gravity ng condition doon sa area, and then they can exchange information about what they know. No? So ganun siya ginagawa. And kaya siya tinawag na parallel sessions kasi these are done simultaneously. Okay? So sabay-sabay sila. Next, we have seminar and research presentation. Okay? So in the College of Forestry, we have what we call the Saliksik Hayagan. When we say Saliksik, it's the research, and the Hayagan is the communication part of it. So I think we do it annually or biannually if kaya. So ang ginagawa dyan is we invite professors, we invite those who just finished their graduate studies to share what they did in their thesis, in their manuscript, or if they have specific research project that they want to communicate and share yung findings sa college. Okay? So katulad ng ginawa ni ni Dr. Edvino, ni Prof. Raniel Manalo, they share their topics and then magkakaroon ulit ng question and answer. So yun yung basically, yun yung purpose of why you need to communicate your research results. Okay? But that is just in the scientific level. Meron pa tayong susunod. Kasi sabi nga di ba ni Marvin kanina, lumalawak siya. Okay? So tignan natin. According to Dr. Juan Hamias, yung second aspect of the ripple effect focuses on what we call the technical knowledge. Nasundan ba ako dun sa scientific? Madali lang naman, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So dun tayo sa technical knowledge. Technical knowledge are types of knowledge which could be understood by semi-specialists or by technicians who are studying or who are concerned with the related fields of the communities of practice. Pero they may not be necessarily experts doon sa field na yun. Okay? We're not saying dito na mas mataas yung level ng mas magagaling yung mga nasa scientists. Okay? We're just saying na sa case kasi ng mga technicians or semi-specialists, they are the ones trying to bridge yung mga scientific and technical terms and how it could be applied sa field. Okay? So madalas ang trabaho niyan, sila yung mga forestry technician, sila yung mga agricultural extension workers, mga barangay health workers, mga midwives, sila yung nag-translate nitong mga scientific and technical knowledge into good use ng general public. Okay? So, ang ano namang kaibahan, sir, kung scientific at technical? Kanina binanggit ko sa scientific, we are sharing technical jargons or scientific jargons or technical terms. Dito sa technical knowledge, you try to tone it a little bit, no? A little bit down. Tone it a little bit down so it could be a little more easier, lesser of the jargons, more of the how-tos. Ganyan naman ang ginagawa natin sa second level, the technical knowledge. So ano example? We have manuals, we have technical reports. So technical manuals are written primarily for the people who have little to no technical know-how about a particular topic. So for example, yung iyong research for your MS or for your PhD is something na very broad and very overarching from ridge to reef, ganung level siya. Pero may aspect ka ng research mo that pertains to a particular practice or area, no? So pwede mo yung gawa ng manual or technical reports, no? So ano example yan? Makita natin dyan, there could be a manual for sustainable management of clumping bamboo forest. So pag binuksan mo yan sa loob, may link ako niyang manual na yan. Pag binuksan, ito palang kabila, sorry. Pag binuksan mo yan sa loob, nandun yung instruction how to do it. Na pwedeng gamitin ng mga nagpa-practice or ng mga people in the upland kasi may reference na sila, no? Pero sir, technically yan kasi kailangan mo pa rin i-describe yung technical aspect of it, no? Para maintindihan kung bakit ito ginagawa, bakit ito nandito sa manual. We also have technical reports, no? So, dito nga lang hindi ka makakakuha ng feedback mainly because ito ay technical report, hindi ito face-to-face, no? But at least you got to share it with them. We also have policy brief, okay? So, pag sinabi nating policy brief, kaya siya tinawag na brief, it means short, no? So, it is short and on the point document focusing on a single topic. It explains the urgency of an issue where you can present your findings and provide recommendations doon sa pagbibigyan mo ng policy brief. Okay? So anong example? Halimbawa, meron kang research about community-based forest management and yung impact ng iba't ibang tenure reforms sa mga upland communities. And then pinag-aralan mo doon sa iyong research na ang ganito palang particular tenure reform is bagay kapag ganito ang structure ng community. So anong gagawin mo ngayon? At pwede kang gumawa ng policy brief kung saan you will share the most important details and aspects of your research to the LGU or to the implementer or to the policy makers. And then yung policy makers, sila naman ang bahala ng mag-put into action nung i-share mo sa kanila through the policy brief. Okay? Kaya siya tinawag na policy brief. Madalas ito ay 1 page or 2 page back-to-back kasi its purpose is in one sitting, mabasa siya ng policy maker, maintindihan siya in a way na technical, hindi super scientific kasi baka naman puro jargon, no? Hindi niya maintindihan mabuti. Para kapag nabasa niya, mapag-uusapan nila yun sa local government unit, makakausap halimbawa yung MENRO or yung SENRO, and then sa kanila i-apply kung ano yung nakasulat sa policy brief. So ganun siya. We also have consultation workshop. Excuse me. We also have consultation workshop or in-house review. No? So I once had a research project commissioned to us by the Philippine Carabao Center. No? So what we did, nagsimula siya noong 2015, and then noong 2017, patapos na kami doon sa aming output, and nagkaroon ng annual in-house review ang Philippine Carabao Center. So we went to Nueva Ecija, pinresent namin yung aming research, and what happened is that yung PCC officials as the funding agency, they clarified some details of our research. Bakit ganito yung tinignan naming lens? Bakit hindi namin isinama yung ganitong gusto nilang isama noon? And then, naging venue yun for us to talk about it, to talk about the implication of the research, the scope, para kami nag-defend. No? So ganun yung purpose ng consultation workshop or in-house review. We also have stakeholder consultation. So dyan naman, ang ginagawa dyan is, sometimes when you present your research, you don't just present it to your communities of practice or to your to practitioners or technicians or the semi-specialists, but also to the barangay officials, to the LGU, and other stakeholder na concerned dun sa iyong topic. So anong example dyan sa picture? Although that's not the original picture na, hindi ko makita yung original picture na ginamit namin nila attorney. So Attorney Peralta, as the head of the Student Disciplinary Tribunal, he gathered the members of the Office of Student Affairs, the members of different the leaders or execom of the different fraternities sa UPLB. He also gathered the barangay captains or representatives of the barangay kung saan madalas nagkakaroon ng riot itong mga fraternities na ito. And he discussed to them yung kanyang research about the about his longitudinal study tungkol sa cases ng fraternity and problems na meron sa mga frats and yung kanilang mga riots, for example, na nagaganap sa mga barangay sa Los Baños. And then, doon pinag-usapan ano po ang gagawin natin considering na ganito po ang status na madalas nagaganap sa ganitong barangay, na madalas nakikita sa ganitong barangay. Ano pong gagawin natin? So naging venue siya for everyone to talk about it. So attorney was then able to successfully communicate yung kanyang topic, yung kanyang research to the constituents na they find it useful, no? Para ma-improve yung policy sa UPLB, ma-improve halimbawa yung policy sa barangay level at sa mga law enforcers. Okay? So ganun yung purpose ng sharing your technical knowledge. No? Naintindihan ba? May tanong ba kayo or clarification bago tayo mag-move dun sa last part? Wala naman? Okay. Inom lang ang tubig ha. Okay. Okay, the last part, dun sa ripple effect. Okay, palawak na siya ng palawak, no? Is what we call the popular knowledge. So tinawag na natin siyang popular. Sinabi natin popular, it's layman language. L-A-Y-M-A-N, layman. So there is a need to popularize or laymanize your topic to make it understandable to the public as the general users. Of course, it depends on your topic, no? Madalas kapag nasa social forestry ka, most likely you can engage with the communities. So you can share your research results to the general public. So in what ways? Pero ito, labas na to sa ano ninyo ha, for the purpose of FOR 199. Nandun tayo sa scientific and technical, no? Itong popular, medyo labas na tayo dyan. Trabaho na yan ng extension workers, no? But sinama ko siya dyan basically because kasama siya dun sa framework and also for you to understand that things like this occur, no? Or if you know that it occurs pero ito kasi yung dahilan kung bakit. So halimbawa, we can have comics and TV shows. Yung Philippine Carabao Center, they have what they call the Carabao-based enterprise development, kung saan tinuturuan nila yung mga farmers ng value ng pag-raise ng carabao as a dairy animal. So what they did is, for them to be able to reach out the farmers, discuss with them yung topic about Carabao-based enterprise development, about the programs of PCC in a way na maiintindihan nila. They release a comic series. No? Nandiyan yung example, pagpapanatili sa kalidad ng gatas ng kalabaw. Pag binasa yan ng farmer, may kwento yan, but within the kwento, madalas nandun yung extension worker from PCC sa loob ng comics, character siya doon, and dinidiscuss niya somehow yung medyo may pagka-technical din na aspect kung paano ginagawa itong pagpapanatili ng kalidad ng gatas ng kalabaw. Okay? Ganun yun. Or another example, ito luma ito nakita ko lang siya pero hindi ko, yung nanay ko dati may magazines yan kasi she was an agricultural technologist Meron tayong ang PhilRice, they released before this Palay Ali 1, pag-abot sa Lunti ang Pangarap. So, yung nakikita nyo dyan na technology, that was the technology developed by PhilRice, and para mas maintindihan siya ng farmers, kung hindi man nila naintindihan during the face-to-face consultation with the agricultural technologies, may kopya sila ng comics and may nakikita talaga nila how it's done. No? We also have the Batobalani. I think, nagkaroon pa ba kayo niyan? Magazine na Batobalani nung high school? Ano bang magazine yun nung high school? I mean, magazine sa school, no? So, we have Sineskwela. Sa Sineskwela naman, nakabutan niyo ba Sineskwela? Guys and girls, naabutan niyo ba to? Hindi siguro, no? Bata na kayo Naabutan niyo na siguro ay Matanglawin, Born to be Wild.
Yes
No?
po.
Okay, thank you. Sino yung sumagot na yun? Salamat at may mga buhay pa akong kausap, no? So, meron tayong sineskwela but matinik, no? Before, but of course sa generation nyo siguro hindi nyo na yun naabutan. But there are science shows, no? Okay, seminar workshop. So ano bang meron dito? Actually, seminar workshop, nasa technical level din siya. Isinama ko lang siya dito mainly because of my example. Before sa klase ko sa 113, there are students who propose an extension project in partnership with FPRDI about how to make recycled papers. And then nung nag-NSTP na sila, under ko sila sa NSTP, yung estudyante na mismong yun, yung grupo din nila ay naging estudyante ko. So estudyante ko sila sa 113, what they did is they implemented yung topic na yun for the NSTP. So they invited the students. So what the FPRDI representative did, diniscuss yung relevance of making recycled papers, anong meron dito, and then after the technical aspect of the discussion, nagkaroon ng workshop. So the students were taught how to make recycled papers. And lastly, barangay consultation. Sa barangay consultation naman, ang ginagawa dyan ay you update the barangay about the status of a particular topic. For example, dyan sa ginawa namin before, nagkaroon kami ng rabies awareness campaign. So we informed Los Baños and the barangay Batong Malaki about the gravity of cases of rabies, for example, sa Los Baños, sa municipality, and paano ito maiiwasan, ano ang karapatan ng mga pet owners, at ano ang kanilang responsibility. Okay? So there's a two-way communication na nagaganap. So in a summary, ganyan siya nabubuo. The ripple in a pond effect goes like that. So pag ibinato mo yung pebble dun sa ilog, yung unang ripple, scientific knowledge, susunod magiging technical, palawak ng palawak, palayo ng palayo from your actual study, it becomes more popular. Okay? And it becomes more relevant depende sa kung sino yung iyong audience. So, tanong, sir, paano po ba namin maa-apply yan as undergraduate students? No? So sabi ko nga, pupunta kayo doon sa technical and scientific side of what I discussed in form of your thesis defense. No? So sa thesis defense, parang ganun lang din siya sa seminar, parang ganun din siya sa conference, but of course dito mas mas lighter siya kasi panel ang kasama ninyo, kapag conference experts na talaga from all over the Philippines, no, at pwedeng international pa, where you can present your thesis output and there's a question and answer. Madalas dyan, tatanungin kayo about clarification on your methodology, bakit ganito yung research result, anong implication nito sa community na iyong pinag-aralan kung kayo halimbawa ay nasa social forestry, no? So ganun yung ginagawa dyan. We also have class webinars and also graduate seminar, no? Sa graduate student level naman yan, sa mga nag-MS at PhD. They also share yung kanilang research for that SEM, sa dulo ng SEM, yung pinag-aralan nila at yung ginawa nilang case study, i-share nila at pag-uusapan yon, no? Para ma-improve yung kanilang output. So, yun yung pinaka-topic natin. Ang purpose of communicating your research results is for you to have it examined by experts para sa inyo as students. But on a larger scale, it also talks about our social engagement. Always remember, a research not communicated is a research not done. Okay? So what is it to you? For example, isa kang magaling na estudyante, talagang ginawa mo ng maayos ang iyong research. You may receive an Best Undergraduate Research Paper Award. No? Example lang yan. For example, undergraduate ka pa, piniresent mo at nung advisor mo yung topic mo sa conference, at ang ganda kasi in-apply mo yung mga critique nung dinefend mo yan and nabigyan ka ng award. Or we have another example na pwedeng best paper award ang iyong makuha, no? So pinakita ko lang na example diyan mga estudyante namin sa social forestry. And then you can also get the best PMT presentation, no? Si Ma'am Asel, if you kung naging professor niyo siya or kilala niyo siya, no? So her dissertation was yung kanyang presentation was awarded as the interim best presentation, no? Nitong 2021. So that's also another na yan, icing on top na yan ng dahilan kung bakit ninyo i-share ang inyong research results. Okay? So that's all, yan ang aking references and maraming salamat.